right now getting the shots to fall, but that's something that if you're shooting from 6 feet and in, those buckets are going to start to fall. It could very easily be maybe a 15-6, 17-6 game right now, maybe 20-6 if a couple more of those shots fall and they start shooting 40% instead of 30 where they are right now. I think that'll start to level out as the game wears on. As we open up the second quarter, Norristown has possession. Roscoe and Green trying to work the ball against the top of the key. Roscoe with a three-point attempt. He looks like the three-point specialist. That's his second one of the night, and his limited action doesn't make good on either. Tennent works against the defense of Norristown, and their big gun, Johnson, can't make good on his attempt. Tennent's ball underneath. Curtis Taylor handles the inbound chore. Remains Tennent ball. Taylor looks middle for some of that height. No good. Green kicks the ball out to Allen. Weldon with the rebound. Up. Basket is good as he's on the floor. Quickly helped up by Maurice Allen. Good bucket. That's Weldon's 7th point.
Foul's going to be on number 23. I think it's William Jones.
7:12 left to go. Weldon with that bucket. Doubles Tennant's scoring output. It's 12-6 right now in favor of Norristown. I've been impressed with the line work from Norristown tonight. Weldon makes that a 3-point play. He's got 8 points tonight. Norristown opens up the second quarter in that same zone pressure defense that harassed Tennent into a lot of turnovers. Tennent beats him long, gets a good look at the basket. Taylor with the rebound for Tennent, trying to keep it alive. Lands up in the hands of Green, out to Roscoe, who is stripped by Johnson. Number 11 for Tennent. Working the ball across the court. They're really trying to find Jason Straight a lot underneath. His hands have seemed suspect so far this evening, although he has a pretty decent height advantage. Johnson, three-point attempt is good.
Ooh, that was a long three-pointer too.
Stretches out the defense. It's 13-9, 6.5 minutes, and then Johnson gets involved in the defensive end of the court, breaking up a pass intended for Maurice Allen. Johnson didn't show us much in the first quarter, but he is their gun, so there's a chance that he'll heat up and become more of a factor in the game. Nice cross-court work there to Green. Beautiful pass inside. Tolson couldn't hang on to it well enough, but gets the rebound and pushes it back up. Makes good. Again, that's a situation Norristown is dominating on the boards. The offensive boards, they're doing great work. Roscoe with the foul called. I didn't necessarily see a lot of hand,
but there was something.
Got ball.
There was ball, but there probably was some hand in there. Two guys going at him. Someone's going to hit him.
That's a good aggressive foul. And as Neil had mentioned, with a foul, usually you find yourself back to the bench. Roscoe sits, Campbell comes in, and there has not been any drop-off at all in the level of play for Norristown with the substitutions as Johnson tries for a second tray in a row. No good. Green comes down to help out on the board. Knocked the ball out of bounds. William Tennent. DJ Johnson handles the inbounding duties. Out to Straight, who goes cross-court to Taylor. Taylor does a nice job of bringing it down. He gets fouled inside. They're going to call that one against Brad Weldon. That'll be his second foul tonight. Now, theoretically, he'll sit down if that's his, if that's the policy, and that's what happens. Josiah Perry is going to be checking in for Brad Weldon. And Curtis Taylor will be at the line for William Tennent. The score stands at 15-9, 5:46 left to go, second quarter action. Norristown has most definitely been in a dominating situation so far for most of the game. Taylor needs this. Makes the foul shot. 15-10. Taylor, one of 4 starting seniors. He's a 6'1" forward. Makes his second. The foul shooting tonight has been very good. Cross court, nice job, gets the ball up to Allen, who kicks it down low. Campbell, shot is blocked by Taylor. Shear controls it for Tennent, brings it down. Great job getting back by Campbell. Green gets called with a grabbing foul. Timeout is called on the court with the score 15-11 in favor of Norristown. Green may sit at this point. Great foul shooting tonight. A lot of board work done by Norristown, both the offensive and defensive sides of the court. See if Marcus Green comes back in. Nope, looks like he's going to be on the bench.
That must be the policy. It must be the policy of Coach McGee to put him on the bench if he makes a foul.
Senior Bobby Mayo is in the game. 5'9" senior. Norristown's going to get their share of fouls. They stay in a full court pressure defense from baseline to baseline, and that's just going to generate a higher number of fouls than you're going to get if you just set up in a regular defense.
Norristown can't seem to get the ball under the basket here. It's just 3 possessions now that Tennent's had the ball underneath their basket.
And Tennent has a chance to pull within a couple of points here. Although you get the feeling that Norristown has definitely been dominating for most of the game. Taylor gets the ball inside, cuts the lead to 2. 15-13, 5:20. That's Campbell and Mayo working the ball, bringing it up court against Tennent's defense. Marcus Green is sitting. They'll probably miss some of his experience. But Mayo and Campbell do a nice job. Campbell with a 3-point attempt is good. It's a big bucket for Campbell. I'm sorry, yeah, that's right, that's Campbell. 3-point shot increases Norristown's lead now to 5. And just under 5 minutes to go, second quarter. Great job on defense. Maurice Allen. Campbell, this is a tremendously active defensive squad. If you play in a full court pressure, it really keeps the guys in the game, Neil.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the pace quickens every time Norristown gets the ball. And their defense they're constantly getting a hand in there, not allowing a straight pass to any 2 Tennent guys.
Good job on the inbound. That's Johnson to Taylor. Taylor's going to go back to the line where he made good on his first 2 attempts. Good look by Johnson. He'll be shooting 2. First one rims out. Second one is good, makes the score 18-14. This Tennent defense has had some success against Norristown. That time it was just a formality as Allen works the ball across the court. Tolson back up top. 3-point attempt is no good that time by Campbell. Norristown retains possession. Ball pops off William Jones. Oh, I'm sorry, that'll be Tennent ball. They go for the touchdown pass. Shear's up there, but in his effort to grab the ball, he slips and falls.
It looked like he was going up for the interception or something there. I don't know. That was a long pass. That was more than 3/4 length of the court.
That's a great way to break that pressure defense, break it vertically. If that pass was there, if Shear could have kept his feet, would have been a great looking play. Double team up top. Down low to Taylor. Gets it off. It's good. 18-16, 4:13 left to go.
Taylor has 7 points tonight, and he's putting in some impressive baskets. He's keeping his head down there. He's not losing it when he gets the ball down low.
Absolutely. They started out a little bit jumpy, but he really seems to have regained his composure. And resulted in some nice tight shots in there. And maybe they weren't falling at the very beginning, but they're certainly finding their way to into the bucket now that he's settled down some. And this is a dangerous William Tennent team. Coach McGee, Coach Behrens both knew that Tennent was going to be a tough opponent this evening, and they've definitely shown that. as Norristown only holds a 2-point advantage. This game could have started out a lot worse. Norristown was having a hard time putting all their shots underneath. They've got a lot of rebounds, but they also have their share of fouls. And there's 4 minutes left to go to the half. Norristown needs to make sure that Weldon and Tolson and Perry don't get into too deep a foul trouble. They're their main rebounding threats, their main inside players. Norristown inbounding the ball. Mayo, as Allen works the ball up the court, runs into a double team problem. Taylor from Tennent with his 9th point ties the game up with 3:50 left to go. And again, Taylor at the other end of the court. Great all-around hustle right there. Norristown's a little bit confused. Tennent's kind of beating them at their own game. Mayo comes out. Green comes in, hopefully to stabilize the ball handling duties. Nice job. Campbell intercepts a pass that looks like it might have been intended for Tolson. But it doesn't matter because he grabs it and puts it in the bucket, 20-18. Allen doing a great job against DJ Johnson.
Got away with a foul there, too. Heard a slap, but the referee was out of position.
Dean checks in for Norristown. And Maurice Allen checks out.
Milan Dean, a 6-foot sophomore, one of the 2 sophomores on this team. I would think Coach McGee would want to get him in and get him some experience for next year when all these seniors graduate.
This is a relatively young team compared to Tennent. Campbell playing some great defense, gets called with a body foul. And Tennent's in the bonus, so they will go to the line. Well, if that's Coach McGee's policy to take players out as they foul, it's a scorer's nightmare with Norristown's aggressive defense.
But it makes the Norristown players think, is a foul worth it, or should I just let him go? I don't know. At
this point in the game, it looks like Campbell's going to stay on the floor. Johnson makes both shots, ties the game at 20 with 3:20 left to go. Again, Tennent's trying to beat Norristown at their own game, but at this point, Green's on the floor, and he weaves his way through 3 Tennent defenders and gets the ball right softly in the hands of TJ Tolson, and that's what they need from Marcus Green. He does a great job of settling down the offense.
That's the kind of play a coach likes to see, and this is more of a kind of play that a coach likes to see.
To the offensive side of the court, Campbell tries to get the ball. Nice pick-me-up by Perry, who tips the ball in. All of a sudden, Norristown with a mini explosion. They now lead by 4 and seem to have regained some of the momentum of this game. William Jones in the backcourt. He gets flustered a little bit by that Norristown pressure defense.
Marcus Green is the type of player that has to play like John Stockton, very unselfish. He has to pass the ball off all the time and maybe not look for his name in the box score as much for points, but more than assists. Stockton is one of those guys that he can dish it off to someone like Karl Malone for the Jazz. He could take the shot himself, but he has to dish it off, and that's where he's powerful.
And Marcus Green, I don't think has even attempted a shot tonight. He's doing a great job of distributing, especially in the face of all the heat that he's got from the Tennent defense. Campbell, doing a little dish work of his own, pushes the ball down to Tolson. They're getting some great looks at the basket. They're having a hard time finishing them. Taylor's pass intercepted by Tolson. And Green, with the blink of an eye, gets the ball down court. He gets the foul drawn against him.
That'd be interesting to see if that's a shooting foul. I know he wasn't going up for the shot. He was looking to pass the ball off in classic Green fashion, but
Dean will inbound the ball. The flustered sophomore William Jones checks out. And big Tom Fenton checks in for Tennent. Tolson over to Campbell. Jump shot is up and good. Campbell's got a nice touch. That's his 5th point of the night. The ball's worked up to Fenton. Fenton goes way long with a good drive with his left hand.
That was an ugly hook shot, but
Well, I don't think he gets the chance to use his left hand all that much. He's probably a football player that converted himself at the request of the basketball coach. Minute 35 left to go to the half. 26-20, Norristown lead. Ball's taken in the middle by Tolson. Nice drive as he looks down upon DJ Johnson, who wasn't much of a threat defensively on that one. Tolson with a 6-point. Nice balanced scoring from the Eagle attack so far. Unofficial scoring has Campbell with 5, Allen with 4, Perry with 3, Tolson 6, and Weldon has 8.
And for Tennent, Curtis Taylor has 9 and DJ Johnson 7.
Shear working against Green. That time, Tennent does a nice job to work the ball into straight, which they've been trying to do all night. 28-22, under a minute to go. This time, Green calls his own number. Can't hit for the 3. Campbell from just inside the arc with another bucket. That's Campbell's 7th point. And he didn't start tonight, so he's been in limited minutes.
That's right. He's having a really good game. Shot selection. He's taking his time when he gets a shot, following through, making it.
Very effective scorer. Green comes out. Mayo's in. Roscoe goes in with 37 seconds left. Some strategic substitutions by Coach McGee. Milan Dean is out. Handling the ball on the near side of the court is Campbell, helped out by Mayo. 29 seconds left. Tolson from the wing finds Roscoe cutting through the lane. The basket is up. It counts. All of a sudden, Norristown's up by 10. Possibly 11 if Roscoe can hit his foul shot. Roscoe's a 6'1" senior. Just as soon as Dean comes out of the game, he's back in for Campbell, who's really added some scoring punch to the Norristown attack. He'll get an early exit, chance to get his legs back. Warmly welcomed by his teammates back to the bench. Roscoe goes long, but Perry controls the rebound. And the Norristown offense sets back up for their last shot. Who do you expect this to go to, Neil?
Well, they have Roscoe in there. He's a 3-point specialist, but he's not getting a chance right now. It's going to Dean.
Great job working the offense there. Patient increases the Norristown lead to 12. Tennent gets the last shot off. Shear comes up short. So the halftime will end 34-22. We will gather our thoughts and our notes, and we will join you for a halftime show.
Halftime of the Norristown. We're back at halftime of the Norristown-William Tennent game, and I'm joined by 2 wrestlers here at Norristown, Steve Fiddler on my left and Mike Ginyard on my right. First, we want to go to Steve. Steve, who can we look for some strong points in this wrestling season?
Well, at our 112-pound weight class, we got a good freshman, Jimmy Hardy, and we got Aaron Barkmeyer back this season at 135, and we could look for Jason Donahue at 171, and also me at 160.
All right, I've been talking to Coach McCarthy now about your performance this year, and he said that a lot of off-season weight training has helped your performance, that you're going through some practice wrestlers in practice. What do you look for as far as your own future?
Well, I'm hoping to make it to states this year. I haven't made districts my last 3 years, but this year I'm trying to make a turnaround after my knee surgery and trying to go to states.
If you don't know, Steve Fiddler went through some almost career-ending injuries in junior high, and Coach McCarthy said most people would have just given up, but Steve Fiddler has worked back. I had the pleasure of coaching his sister, Donna Fiddler, who was a state track and field champion, and I can tell you the whole Fiddler family is a bunch of workers. Now, Mike, you won your weight class at the Haverford Invitational this past weekend. What's on the horizon for you?
Well, I just got a goal of maybe making it to regional this year, helping out the team a lot, getting points whenever I have to, staying off my back, whatever I have to do, whatever's necessary for us to win.
All right, now, if you walk around Norristown hallways, you see the wrestling jackets and you see all the titles that you guys won in the past 2 years. Can you guys do it again this year?
if we work as a team unit, stick together, no fighting, nothing, stuff like that, we can stick together, we'll win the stuff we got.
All right, Coach McCarthy said you're a silent leader in the practice room. You're a hard worker. Your off-season football training and weight training has also helped you. Where do you put yourselves among the other teams in the league?
We're right there. We're still at the top. We're still at the top of the league, but we just got to close the opportunity, keep the doors shut, so we can stay on top.
All right, we wish Coach Harner and Coach McCarthy and Coach Lytle all the good luck this season. Mike Inyard, Steve Filler, thanks for joining me.